It's a story as old as time, families fleeing violence, war, and persecution. And it is the story of famed Italian chef Lidia Bastianich. Lidia shared her journey with Danielle Campbell, the Director of Communications and Development at Catholic Charities of Long Island. And Danielle is here now to give us a little sneak peek of Lidia's story that will be airing in the upcoming half-hour show, You Did It For Me.
Yeah.
Danielle.
Of course, thanks, Jackie. You know, famed Italian chef Lidia Bastianich is a regular here at CFN, a great friend of Monsignor Jim. And her story is really as rich as her panna cotta. Lydia's life is a celebration. Did I say that right?
Don't ask me, I always pronounce it wrong.
It's a celebration of tradition, survival, and rebirth, and the help her family received from Catholic Charities after fleeing communism. After 2 years living in a refugee camp, Catholic Charities relocated her family to America and helped them start their new life.
That's what life is. It's a collection of experiences. And, you know, taking those experiences, the good ones, the bad ones, the ones that teach us, you know, everything we can, and really turn them into something effective, something that's meaningful. And certainly for me, you know, my growing up in the aftermath of the World War II, in an area that was Italy, then was given to communist Yugoslavia. Our names were changed, we couldn't go to church, we couldn't speak Italian. So many things happened. And of course also, you know, there was not enough food for everybody, so food was scarce. I think even of today, you know, what's happening and the immigrants and all of that, mothers and fathers, all they want is the best for their children, a decent place to live, to have food, and to have an education. And in that area, you know, my father was actually a mechanic. He had two trucks, actually, two little trucks. And my mother was an elementary school teacher. So that was their role in society. But my father was incarcerated. They took his trucks because they felt he was a capitalist. And my mother had to abide by the rules of whatever the school board would say. So they were very much concerned and worried about us. And that's part of the reason why they put my brother and myself with grandma in the countryside. So we were kind of away from the big city and all the politics that went on. Well, Danielle, you know, what happened, my parents ultimately decided that they needed to change this. And you couldn't leave the country. Once the Iron Curtain was down, you were there almost as a prisoner. So, but we had family on the other side of the border because the border went down right where we were. So they allowed my mother, my brother, and myself to go visit some relatives in Trieste. Now, my parents had a plan, but us kids didn't know that plan. And we went to visit Aunt Nina, and we didn't know, we thought it was a little vacation. But about 2 weeks into it, my father escaped and appeared at night, actually, at the house of Aunt Nina. And then I realized that maybe this is not a vacation, but it's a trip that maybe will take us away and far. And I think that kind of, in retrospect, I think about that and why my passion for food, why all these memories. And I think it was because I realized that, you know, now I won't go back. I didn't say goodbye to my grandmother, my animals I left, my baby goats and all of that. When my father came that night at 1 o'clock and my mother started crying, my aunt and all that, and we realized he was all caked in mud. And years after, you know, I asked him, why were you all, was it hard to escape? And so he said, I had the guard dogs chasing me. And I found this puddle of water and mud. I rolled myself in it so I would lose my scent, so the dogs wouldn't find me. And so he did. It was, you know, his ingenuity, the need to survive. So we didn't have the papers. My father didn't have the visa you were required. And had we been caught or identified by the street. You know, there was still kind of that tension between, we could have been repatriated back. So my parents went straight to the police station and asked for asylum. And at that point, we were put in a refugee camp where all of these refugees from Eastern Europe, fleeing communism, came back into sort of the free world. And Italy was kind of where East Europe meets West Europe, right there by Trieste. I think Dwight Eisenhower was the president. He opened immigration for people fleeing communism. You know, again, not unlike today, what are the needs of the rest of the world? The wars going on, you know, and where are these people going to go? Well, they opened immigration, and the Catholic Charities, since we had nobody here, we had nobody in America, the Catholic Charities took us and brought us here. Our trip, paid our trip, and when we got here, you know, not unlike today again, they put us in a hotel, and they subsidized us, and until they found this little apartment with the dirt floor in the kitchen in New Jersey. I found a job for my father, and it took about 4 months, 2 to 4 months, for us to move in, settle, and start our life. Not only did they find a home, but they connected us with the local people, the local organization, the Italian Americans.
And Lydia's story can be found in her book, My American Dream. It's a book, I swear, you just can't put down. The memories of her beloved Nana, the peril and the fear they encountered, and the faith her family kept along the way is really astounding. It's also a book on tape. You can listen in your car as well. I did both, and I just couldn't stop listening to this amazing story. So our new show airs this Sunday, the 23rd, Sundays 8:30 a.m., Tuesday, Thursdays 10 a.m., Fridays 8:30 p.m., Saturdays at 6:30. And you can find it all on the CFN website. And it's about a half hour long, and we get to hear about her journey, and it's
So
wonderful.
We got a little sneak peek, but there's so many more things that you guys talk about.
much
and
fun.
Here's my question: did you get to eat when you were there?
Oh, yeah. Well, yes, sirree. We had 3 different pastas, and we had some of her wine, and we had a blast. We were treated like family.
Oh, that's wonderful.
It was really beautiful.
I just want to ask you too, because it's still Lent. You're still doing Pizza with a Purpose, right?
Pizza with a Purpose, still happening. So pizzerias on Long Island, we have them on our website. They're donating proceeds from selling pizza to Catholic Charities to help our emergency relief fund for people who are homeless, hungry, and in desperate need of help.
I love it. And so they obviously can watch You Did It For Me here on CFN, but tell everybody where they can learn more about Catholic Charities.
Yeah, Catholic Charities, our website's real easy. Just remember, it's catholiccharities.cc. If you want to see real change, real work, real help being done right here in your community, check us out, because I promise you, you will be amazed at all that we do to follow in the footsteps of Christ and care for our neighbors in need.
Yeah, and we love that we can, help you highlight that here. So Danielle, always a pleasure. Thank you so much.